What's up, guys? From the Desk Rights here. Welcome back to another YouTube vlog with my subscribers. And today is Thursday, 4th of March, 2021, 11:30 p.m. And what now? We're going to be doing a live stream right now and reacting to some few videos and talking and other stuff. So, as always, if you enjoy my content and you enjoy my channel and my live streams and videos, please remember to like, share, subscribe to my channel, press the bell notification so you never miss any of my videos. Without further ado, let's get right into this live stream, guys. Let's go. Let's do this. Alright. So, you guys, did you guys notice my new profile picture on YouTube? And if so, do you like it? Alright. Alright. Hi, Yoko. Welcome to the live stream. Shout out to you. And do you like my new profile picture, Yoko? Do you like my brand new profile picture? Switch from the Terminator to this, and it is. And can you tell me what it is? The profile picture. I want you to tell me what my profile picture is. Yes, it's Jurassic Park. Very cool. What should we react to? I wonder. Let's see. Let's listen to some music. Non-copyright.
Introducing Star on Disney Plus, with hundreds more TV series and movies all in one place. More action, more attraction, more thrill. What it's like. You blood like a winter freeze, just like ice. And there's a cold and lonely light that shines from you.
Oh, you're fine with glitching?
Like to wreck you
That sucks.
behind that
That
mask you
sucks.
And did you think this fool could never win? Well, look at me, I'm coming back again. got a taste of love in a simple way. And if you need to know while I'm still standing, you just fade. And don't you know I'm still standing better than I ever did. Looking like a true survivor, feeling like a little kid. And I'm still standing after all this time. Picking up the pieces of my life without you on my mind.
After this, we'll listen to some scary 911 phone calls video to get our bones chilling. It's always healthy to get yourself scared. It's an emotion after all. It's not all the time, but occasionally if you want to make yourself a bit scared, it's healthy. Actually, no, that's what she did. Some Fortnite, like some trolling on some people trolling other people on Fortnite.
Good grammar and spelling are important, but if you want to write essays that inspire,
let's do this.
Messages that forge brighter connections, and emails that get the job done, you need to think.
Here it is. Voice trolling on Fortnite. Troll, Mr. Studio Girl trolling on Fortnite, episode 13, by this YouTuber called Lieutenant Look at Me. Here we go. And then we'll get into the scary 911 phone call stuff after this trolling on Fortnite video. It's called Mr. Stereo Girl trolling on Fortnite. Mr. Stereo Girl trolling on Fortnite. Mr. Stereo Girl trolling on Fortnite.
I can feel it in my toes. Do. Love is all around me. Why don't you let it?
You mute your mic or shut the fuck up, please.
Oh, what is up your ass?
Nothing. I just don't want to listen to your fucking singing.
Why not?
Maybe because I'm trying to play a game.
Wow, dude, someone sounds like they need to get laid.
I have a fucking girlfriend.
Yeah? And does your make-believe girlfriend have a name?
Her first name is none of your fucking business.
And her last name is...
Oh, fuck off, you smartass.
Don't worry, man. You'll meet a nice girl someday.
I have a fucking girlfriend, and her name's Maddie, and she's not fucking make-believe, you dumbass. Now, fuck off.
Really?
Yes, really. Fuck off.
No, like... My girlfriend's name's Maddie, too.
Oh, yeah, of course she is.
No, dude, I'm serious.
That's
her name...
great. You want to read each other's palms? Maybe plait each other's hair, too?
I mean, if If you're down, then
No,
I'm
it was a fucking joke, you dumbass.
let me stop you right there. Hold on. This is one of my favorite girls in the world. I'll be back.
Thank fuck.
M-Dog, how are you?
Fuck calls her girlfriend M-Dog.
I'm good. Good. Are you still... You're still coming around tomorrow night, right? You're busy. With what?
Turn your fucking mic off.
He's having a family dinner at 6.
Oh my god.
Damn.
Turn
Okay.
your fucking
What
mic
about on the
off.
weekend? Like, we could go to the movies? You are kidding. He already asked you to go this weekend?
Turn your fucking mic off.
I get that he's your boyfriend, but like, when can I see him?
His fucking girlfriend?
I know, but like, between going to his basketball games, hanging out with his friends at that fucking bar every
What the
Friday,
fuck?
and then seeing him during the week, like, I barely ever get to see him.
What? You're gonna call me back and tell me this isn't you I'm hearing, because I swear this is actually you. You're fucked. Like, you are fucked, Maddie.
I just want to see you more. Like, he doesn't deserve you at all.
Aw, look at you. You're so fucking sweet, aren't you?
Why? Well, I don't know. Maybe because he calls you fat 24/7, forces you to stop eating,
Serious?
tells his friends you're a pig, and hits you for no fucking reason.
You fucking bitch! It is you! You disloyal fucking sack of
Like,
shit!
the guy pushed you down the fucking
I love these
stairs last
videos.
week.
Get the
Covered in
fuck
bruises.
over it!
Can't even tell me
He's
where
just
he is.
She's my
trolling you.
girlfriend. I can do whatever the fuck I want to her.
The guy's a fucking piece of shit.
I'm right here! You got a fucking problem with me? Speak up! Speak up, bitch!
Oh my god, hold on. Some psycho is screaming in my game. I need to leave. Hold on, just a second.
Yeah, run away, you fucking pussy bitch! I'm back, you fucking dumb
Okay.
bitch!
Any guy who hits a girl is a fucking coward, period. There is no excuse for it. I think you deserve better than all that.
Fucking hit her. Farmers do worse to pigs like her anyway, you sensitive faggot. Answer me, you fucking bitch! I know it's you! Oh, you so fucked!
My mindset was always making it, wanting to live like a gamer. You have to prove to your parents you're not like other people, you're different. Ever since I was 5, they can see my stream. Stay with your trio, with your duo. Watch them play scrims the whole day, and you will learn so much, so much. Pro God is actually
That was an ad.
Maddie there? Is Maddie there? Of course she fucking is. Oh, your daughter's a fucking whore. Tell the guy behind my fucking back. Fuck off, she is so. I can hear the fucking guy she's been talking to.
No, we're not in lockdown anymore, Yoko. We're no longer in lockdown, Yoko.
Yeah, well, guess what? I never fucking liked any of you either. I just had
We're not in
my
lockdown
fucking
anymore, Yoko.
fat fucking daughter. Yeah, well, you can go fuck yourself too.
Okay, so next week I can see you.
Hey! Hey!
We're not in lockdown, Yoko.
Just give me a second.
What about you? You still have it, Yoko.
Yes.
Who the fuck are you talking to?
Excuse me?
Who the fuck are you talking to?
It doesn't concern you, so
Oh,
stop yelling.
yes, it fucking does!
Okay, cool. Should I just put my phone on
Oh, you're
loudspeaker?
still in it.
Join
Oh,
the
that
conversation?
sucks.
Put it on
That
loudspeaker.
sucks for you,
No.
Yoko.
Put your fucking
Whip.
phone on loudspeaker.
Why?
Just do it.
No.
Do it.
Oh my fucking god, fine.
Thank
Please,
you.
asshole. I'm putting you on loudspeaker, okay? Just hold on. Mum, meet random screaming asshole on the internet.
What?
Random screaming asshole on the internet. Meet my mum. Are you fucking happy now?
Said an M-dog.
Oh. Did you think my mum was your girlfriend?
But I heard you.
Oh, I can see how that would have happened because I told you my girlfriend's name was Maddie too. And when I called my mum, I said M-dog, and you would have thought I was talking to her. And of course, my mum happens to have an abusive boyfriend who shares the same name as you. And oh my god! And because my mum has a family dinner with him at the same time as yours, you know what? That is weird, isn't it?
Can you hear all of this,
Oh my god! Did you
Yoko?
hear that, mum? He's just
Yoko, can
screaming
you
at his
hear all
girlfriend's
of this?
parents and made a complete
Can you hear
arsehole
all
out
of
himself
this in the
because
video, Yoko?
you were Maddie. You know, his
Yoko, can
girlfriend
you
now, they
hear the
said behind his
video?
back.
What the fuck? Hey! What the fuck?
You seem a little confused there, Steve.
Fuck,
So
are you seeing
allow me
Maddie?
to make this really.
Can you hear the video, Yoko?
Hey, Maddie.
What? What the fuck, Maddie?
Want to say hello to Steven?
You, what the?
Hi, Steven.
You fucking bitch! What the fuck? You think you can fucking cheat on me, you disgusting fat fuck?
Steven,
Fuck you!
you can degrade me all you want. But when it comes down to it, tomorrow, when you wake up and look in the mirror, there will still be an abusive asshole looking
Fuck
back
off,
at you.
you bitch!
But I can improve my body, but you
I don't give a fuck
can't
about what
run
you
off
have to
being a
say.
fucking asshole.
Fuck you!
So go ahead, call me fat, call
Maybe
me
it's
obese,
your
call me
phone,
ugly,
Yoko,
call me
because you said
whatever
it's
the fuck
glitchy.
you
Maybe
want.
that's why.
But just make
Because
sure
it's on
you
full
don't
volume.
ever call me again, you piece of shit.
Fine! I don't give a fuck! You were just a fucking piece of meat to me anyway, you fat bitch!
Hey, Steven, speaking of meat, I guess that's the only thing you'll be beating from now on. Huh.
Fuck you, you fuck!
You mad, bro? I said, tell me what you mad for. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As I said, it's sponsored by Epic Games, so please go down in the description below, click on the link, and enjoy Fortnite. They're supporting my channel, so please go support them. And
I can do this. 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 I'm just scared, that's all.
Channel. I'm thinking smart. Extreme. Disturbing. Viewer discretion is...
Alright, because I'm with you guys, I won't be as scared. And I'm not home alone. Oh, well, I'm home alone, but I'm with my sister, who's in the other room. So not technically not home alone.
The following audio recordings
Here we go.
are extremely disturbing. Viewer discretion is strongly advised.
911, where is your emergency?
In this call, an old woman living on her own
Can you hear now,
dials
Yoko?
911 to report a suspicious man standing outside her door.
There's a problem, ma'am. Oh, there's some guy been taking the place out. Oh, well, he went in the back. I have an apartment in the back, and he said he was looking for a guy. And he comes to my door, and yep, and said he's looking for an apartment. So I live alone, and I'm an old lady. I'm kind of where he live, ma'am. I don't have no idea.
In this call, a woman screaming in terror calls 911, closely reporting the details of her chimpanzee's crazed attack on one of her friends, which is happening
right next to her. Throughout the duration of the clip, you can hear muffled screams of both the chimp and the victim in their devastating struggle.
Yoko, can you hear the vid now?
This is Sandy. 21 Rock. Rockford Road.
What's the problem?
Send the police.
What's the problem there?
The chimp killed my friend.
What's the problem with your friend?
Oh, please.
What's the problem with your friend? I need to know.
Send the police. With a gun. With a gun. Hurry
Who
up.
has the gun?
Please, hurry up.
Cool.
He's killing my girlfriend.
What is the problem?
He's killing my friend.
Who's killing your friend?
My chimpanzee.
Oh, your chimpanzee is killing your friend.
He ripped her apart. Hurry up. Hurry up, please.
There's someone on the way.
With guns, please. You shoot him.
What is the monkey doing? Tell me what the monkey.
He ripped her face off.
If the monkey moves away from your friend, let me know, okay? So we can try to help your friend.
No, I can't. She's dead. She's dead.
Why are you saying that she's dead?
She's dead. He ripped her apart.
He ripped what apart? Her face?
Everything.
He ripped her apart?
I think I'm gonna fight.
No, just breathe, okay? Let's say we get the phone until they get there.
Please hurry. Please hurry. Oh my God. Shoot him.
Sandra, stay in your car.
Shoot him.
Sandra, I need you to stay in your car.
Shoot him, please. I tried stabbing him, and he's hurt now too. So he's gonna attack anybody. I can't get out of this car.
In this call, Kevin Cosgrove, a business executive in the insurance industry, calls 911 from the 105th floor in the World Trade Center on September 11th, 2001. Minutes before the first tower collapses, the urgency, combined with the heart-wrenching reality of him
9/11.
having to leave behind his beloved children, leave this to be one of the most shocking and heartbreaking calls in history.
What's the telephone number? Where's the pick up? What's the telephone number? Where is she? You can do any there 4 2623. 2623.
Oh no, this is when he was in the tower. He was in one of the twin towers of 9/11. The day that 9/11 happened. Oh my God.
We're not ready to die, but it's getting bad.
Oh Lord. He's in one of the twin towers of 9/11 when 9/11 happened. This is when 9/11 happened. Yoko, this guy is a father of like 3 children, and he died in the twin towers when the twin towers fell down on the day 9/11 happened. You can actually hear him at the tower crashing of from 9/11, from 9/11. You can hear the towers falling shut. So watch.
We're getting there. This is she legend, man. I understand that, sir. We're on the way.
Every time when it falls, it's ready. Oh, God. It's happening in a minute. Oh, I bet the chills every time. And it shows you like sadness. Okay. Oh, fuck's sake. Okay, I'll shut up now, chat, so you can hear it. So you can hear without me talking over it.
We have a lot of apparatus on the you guys are here. You get them in from all over. We get them from Jersey. I don't give a shit how Mine's high school. I must have called about a dozen times already. COSGROVE. My wife thinks I'm alright. I called her and said I was leaving the building. I was fine, and bang. in the financial center. To three of us, two broken windows.
In this call, a woman home alone with her baby reports a man attempting to break down her door. Sadly, before police could arrive, the intruder relentlessly raped the woman.
That last one, you can actually hear the towel and him screaming. Fuck's sake. You can actually hear the guy and the building fall down at the very end there. Fuck's sake. Alright, let's continue.
I don't know who you are. I'm here.
She's doing what?
Trying to break in my door.
What is your address? What's your name, ma'am? Sharon? I want you to stay on the telephone. Okay?
Okay.
Where are you now?
I'm at the front door and I'm upstairs in bedroom.
Is there anyone with you?
No, just my baby.
Sharon, are you still there?
Who's in the house? He broke through the door.
You broke in. Sharon, are you still there? Shut the bedroom door. Lock it in your hand and come right back to the phone. What? Are you still with me? Tell him you got the police on the phone.
I've got the police on the phone. Who are you? Why are you here?
He's in the bedroom with her.
I've got the police on the phone. I've got the police on the phone. Why are you here? Why are you here? Why?
Sharon? Sharon? In this call, serial killer Paul Michael Stefani, also known as the Weepy-Voiced Killer, calls 911 following two of his victims' murders. The presence of regret in the man's voice, combined with the fact that he reports the exact execution of his killings, make these calls outright horrifying.
Fire emergency. Please don't talk to me. I'm sorry, I killed my girl.
Yeah, I do like that gun.
Kimberly Thompson was the first one over Facebook. I don't know what's the matter. I'm sick. I'm gonna kill myself. I'm sick. Where are you? I'm just gonna. There's somebody died with a hot kid on its feet. I killed all of them. Calm down. And finally, I just stabbed somebody with a knife. I can't stop myself. I keep killing somebody.
And that's the end. Oh, fuck's sake. Did you find that scary, Yoko? Did you find it scary? You didn't answer my question. Yoko, did you find the video scary or not? Yes? Or kinda? Okay. So, Yoko, now I'm gonna... Hey, Yoko, can you ask me this? Have you ever seen this classic Nickelodeon cartoon called SpongeBob? And have you watched it? Have you watched some episodes? Have you watched any episodes of it? Yes or no? Have you watched episodes of SpongeBob, Yoko? Have you, Yoko? Have you watched any episodes of SpongeBob, Yoko? Oh, you have. Okay. So now we're gonna watch this video where this guy has some theories. Pretty much, even though he calls them theories, they're mostly facts that he points out in the show, and it's about stuff like what's happening, stuff that happens to, like, say, SpongeBob and Patrick that you, when you watch the show, you may have not noticed. So let's go watch it, shall we? So let's start off here. Here. Here we go. The first one of the 14 playlist is called Plankton's Secret in SpongeBob. Plankton's Secret. Let's go. Here it is.
Plankton, the SpongeBob villain we all know and love. Genius, war mastermind, enviously depressed lower life form. Plankton is pretty funny. His character provides a great villain on the show, and without his character, the show would probably crash and burn faster than Patrick's intelligence. But thanks to my ridiculous overthinking, I think I might have found something. Now, as always, this is only a theory, and I'm sure some of you have already considered this as well. After having watched SpongeBob seasons 1 through 8, I have a pretty clear understanding of Plankton's character. He's the evil genius that consistently fails at retrieving the Krabby Patty formula. He is a master of manipulation, engineering, and battling, but somehow still manages to fail for the most stupid reasons. So have we really been looking at Plankton as clearly as we thought? Maybe this microscopic mastermind is even more horrifically hardcore than we previously proposed. Alliteration is the best. To understand the idea I'm about to prompt, we first need to do some research on a battle strategy known as attrition warfare. This is when a group involved in a war tries to win it by slowly destroying the enemy until the enemy has nothing. It's vicious and requires a lot of resources and people to achieve it. There are many ways to execute attrition. You can throw all you have at the enemy, you can wait and then let the enemy get leeway and then destroy them. You can do short rapid attacks on the enemy for a long time until they forfeit, basically anything that fits the description. According to war masters like the philosopher Sun Tzu, attrition warfare should be avoided because it wastes resources and can lead to self-destruction. But the idea I'm about to suggest is why I've given you the definition. I'm going to call Plankton something rather pretentious sounding. I think he is an attritional, rapid-force, psychologically manipulative war mastermind of breakdown. Whoa, theorizer, that's a bit much. I know, that's why I did it. But let's quickly break that down. Attritional, someone who engages in attrition warfare. Rapid force, very fast, very hard attacks. Psychologically manipulative, basically very good at trickery and getting people to do what you want. War mastermind, someone who's very smart with war. Breakdown, to break something down. So to simplify this, Plankton is clearly very smart with battling, and is, over the course of years, sending out short, rapid, repetitive attacks to scare Mr. Krabs into breaking down and giving up his formula. If you still can't catch my drift, basically what I'm saying is that Plankton is trying to fail. With each and every attack he makes on the Krusty Krab, he fails in hopes that his constant torment will eventually make Mr. Krabs forfeit his formula. You'd think that with all the math formulas Plankton sits through every day, he'd be sick of them, but no, you'd be incorrect. Ever heard the term, you can lose the battle but win the war? Just because you lose a fight doesn't mean you'll lose in the grand scheme of things. Plankton is intentionally losing battle after battle so that in the long run, his repetitive torment will crumble Mr. Krabs. Maybe he should rename his crab trap to the Crumbly Crab. Plankton has manipulated everybody, even Karen. During most times we see him with Karen, he is upset. True masters of manipulation make sure that nobody, not even close friends, are aware of their true intentions. And of course you could say, well, there's little evidence to support your theory, except that would be untrue.
Notice Plankton's inconsistency. He either wants to get a Krabby Patty or he wants to get the formula. With the patty, Karen can analyze its ingredients. With the formula, he can make his own Krabby Patties. Sometimes he'll go steal a patty, and sometimes he'll go steal the formula. And every time he tries to steal the formula, he has the ability to steal a patty, but he doesn't take the opportunity. Example, look at this episode where he turns into Robot Mr. Krabs to get the recipe. He could so easily just grab a patty instead and walk out with it, but no, he knows what he's doing. He wants to lose so that he can keep up his psychotic facade. In this episode, he dresses up in Sandy's skin and tries to get SpongeBob to show him the formula. He could easily walk right out into the restaurant, grab a patty, and leave with it to let Karen analyze it, but no, he manipulates everything. Even when he's alone, he isn't really alone. He needs to convince everyone that he's a failure. He's trying to torment Mr. Krabs until he gives up. So not only will Plankton have received the formula, but he'll have mentally wrecked his enemy. So this is just an idea supported by logical evidence of subliminal strategy, but after realizing this fairly interesting thought, I tried applying it to other characters too. Patrick in particular. He acts horribly dumb all the time, but has clear bursts of intelligence.
The inner machinations of my mind are an enigma.
Like Plankton, Patrick has little cracks in his wall of manipulation. He plays dumb just to bug Squidward. You know, these are just thoughts, but they really propose an intriguing conspiracy of the manipulative cesspool of insanity that is the SpongeBob universe. Oh, so dark. Nickelodeon, you're great. Judging from the fact that he has the easy ability to take the formula, or at least even a patty, and that he already is a war mastermind, it just fits too well. Crazy. Satisfied or not, that's all I've got for now. Vote for your favorite theory by clicking now in the top right corner. Check out my Twitter for sneak peeks, and see you later.
Grammarly does more than catch errors. With Grammarly, you can find really...
Now, there have been theories upon theories. Is Patrick Star a psychopath? Is he faking his idiocy to get by? Or perhaps to make others go insane? It's something that everyone who's ever watched the show has likely considered, especially because of random bursts of intelligence. Back in July 2016, at the end of my Plankton video, I told you all that I would eventually return to prove why Patrick is a psycho. Since then, many theories have cropped up, but truly, what is the realism in this idea? What is Patrick Star going for? Is he legitimately unintelligent, or is he a master manipulator out to psychologically destroy everyone? Today, in honor of the single most creepy day of the entire year, I'm going to meticulously dismantle multiple instances in which he breaks from his farce in order to pinpoint exactly what his motives truly are. But perhaps he isn't actually evil. Or maybe there's another reason. Don't believe me? Think it's all just an inconsistent children's show? Follow me down this insane psychological trip, and there's a slight chance I'll have you convinced. Hello, I'm the Theorizer, and Mr. Star has been demonstrating his psychopathy since the beginning. The very beginning. His antics with SpongeBob never cease. SpongeBob is clearly childish. He has very little maturity and acts nothing like an adult. We see his brain on occasion, and some, including Loki myself, have even gone to theorize that in the episode where SpongeBob throws out his brain's files, that's the moment when the entire series shifts, and he goes extremely dumb. We've seen his brain in other scenarios since then, and it's since fallen to an apocalyptic state of ruin. It has kept him blissfully ignorant and stupid. Patrick, on the other hand, he's always been a bit off. In the episode known as Patrick Smartpants, we get a pretty good clue as to what may be going on with him. His brain is metaphorically shown to be unplugged until the top of his head falls off and SpongeBob accidentally replaces it with brain coral, which plugs him in and gets his gears working. Although a metaphor, his brain is
is shown to have cobwebs all over it, implying that it was once very active, but that it hasn't been used in a long while. And when his brain reactivates, we get a massive glimpse at what may just be Patrick's original self. Throughout the remainder of the episode, we see him taunt Sandy and Squidward, accusing them of being lower-functioning life forms, despite the fact that starfish are known to have no brain, and squids are some of the most intelligent of the deep-sea kind. Squirrels, too, are very methodical and smart. Seriously. Though while starfish have no real brain, they do have a circular nervous system around themselves, and something else that's cool, which you most likely already knew, is that some starfish can regenerate. Some can asexually reproduce when fragmented, and because of the way in which they don't have really a brain, in certain cases the detached limb will not only grow back but create a whole other starfish as well. Now, this is all extremely complicated stuff, but luckily all we need is this one piece of sort of common knowledge, because it's all the creators would use. They wouldn't study in depth about the inner mechanisms of a starfish. All they would do is make a joke about how some starfish multiply, because it's merely common knowledge. I swear I saw him duplicate in an episode, but I can't remember which one. If you guys know it, please tell me. Maybe it's just my nostalgia, or maybe false memory, I don't know. But what my point is here is that there's a good chance Patrick has the ability to multiply based sheerly off of how the creators have written Patrick. I mean, clearly they took into account the well-known fact that starfish don't have brains, so it's obvious where they tend to lean with all of this. And why is this so crucial to his smarts and villainy? Well, because I have an extremely complicated thought that is very likely untrue, but oh god, I so badly want to share it with you guys because it is so cool. Patrick's mind is, as he puts it, an enigmatically unfathomable mess of machinations. In the episode known as The Secret Box, that's what Patrick is trying to say. After SpongeBob asks what's in Patrick's mysterious box, Patrick's personality outright changes, and he begins to go entranced with huge words he never ever usually says. His whole mood shifts ever so slightly. This is all done for comedic effect, and I literally burst out laughing the first time I watched this, but now I'm looking at it closer. After he denies SpongeBob entrance to his box, he says that SpongeBob is an open book, and he tells him that he isn't worthy to know the box's contents. And then he says the inner machinations of his mind are enigmatic, while he thinks about milk spilling. So is this his true smartness, perhaps, seeping through somehow? Keep in mind that this all takes place long before the Brain Coral episode, so what is going on? At the end of the episode, Patrick reveals to SpongeBob that the only thing inside of the box is a secret string. SpongeBob laughs and leaves. Then Patrick mischievously laughs for a solid 9 seconds as dark and malicious music plays. Patrick then reveals to the audience that the string is actually something that pulls open a literal secret compartment, revealing an embarrassing image of SpongeBob at a Christmas party. The inner machinations of his mind? Does he know that machinations are dark and shifty schemes? He knows that, right? And he's referring to himself in general, not this single instance. And then he thinks of spilled milk. So, is Patrick out of his mind? Is he faking? Is his true intelligence seeping through? I don't quite think so. However, this is but one of several occasions in which something smart bursts out. Even briefly in the episode where they do a bunch of painting, Patrick says that they must stop acting like cavemen. He then maturely says, "We have technology," before pausing and then going totally nuts on the computer. It's obviously just the way they've written Patrick and its comedic genius, but the repercussions this has on him as a legitimate character are staggering. And this isn't all. Like I said in my Plankton video, this show has vicious inconsistencies. Plankton's goal is constantly changing. This is similar to Patrick. This, of course, could be because SpongeBob SquarePants has no grander plot arc, but these consistencies are very easy to keep continued, and there's no reason to break them like they constantly do. In certain moments, Patrick can do things easily, and in others, he can't do them at all. A good example is with reading. Sometimes he can do it quickly and easily, and other times he seriously struggles for no reason at all. And then there's the fact that he can wire his house so that a sand TV works somehow. Something does not make sense. He seems to have some kind of mental power, and he does unnatural things, all in the name of slapstick and comedy, but he still does do them. So how am I to explain this under the concept of SpongeBob lore? Either I can't, or I can continue with something terrifyingly senseless, something that simultaneously seems so out there, but also makes some levels of sense. Patrick Star is not evil, not at all. His intelligence just rapidly shifts. His personality just rapidly shifts, like some very strange, very rare, unique variation on an identity disorder of some sort. Formerly known as multiple personality disorder, dissociative identity disorder is quite likely to have some level of play in this. A variation where the shift in personality is instant or very slightly delayed, all in the name of Patrick's own sense of comedy, triggered by much else than his will to entertain his friends, a variation in which memory gaps are practically non-existent, unlike the real MPD. We know this because of how Patrick lost no memories during the brain coral episode. So what do I have to prove my suspicions? Well, first of all, brain coral is a real thing, though it looks near nothing like the show displays it, and it obviously can't make you smarter even if you are a starfish. But in SpongeBob, it clearly activated an extremely dormant personality that may even be the original host of Patrick. But there's way more than that. I don't think Patrick has just 2 or maybe 3 personalities. I think he has hundreds, dozens of identities that we have no idea he's switching between as we watch him. Not even Patrick is aware of this shift. His personality changes in a very distinct way, however. The smarter the version of Patrick, the more arrogant and unfunny. The dumber, the more kind and hilarious. Each personality is extremely similar to the last, changing ever so slightly as they escalate from an IQ of 0 to an IQ of what we see in the brain coral episode, which is, oh god, levels Einstein easily reached, probably topping around 160 or maybe even 170. And if we haven't seen all of Patrick yet, then there's a chance that he could keep going. The highest recorded IQ maxed out at 300. So, if Patrick were put into such a situation, we could be looking at a maximum of 300 different split personalities inside his head, keeping him constantly dumbfounded, confused, and grounded at the lower
Do
end
you still
of his
watch your
spectrum,
while
unless the situation
you
pushes him
drink your
higher.
coffee?
It all depends on how he wants to set the tone of quality. And based off of the fact that he was unplugged, we
While
can
you
assume
drink your
that
coffee,
Patrick
your
with an IQ of 165 is the original Patrick, the one that grew up until some sort of traumatic incident caused his natural starfish instincts to kick in, the ones that split him. However, since
will
we know
you
all
still
of the
watch while you
splitting is
drink your
happening in
coffee?
his brain, therein lies the possibility that every time his plug falls out, a new personality is created. And there's even a slim chance that he literally does have hundreds of smaller brains in his head, if it is in fact correct that he physically splits 2, like starfish do. Though it's far more likely that he's just splitting his mentality across dozens of intelligence quotients he could have.
Politics needs an upgrade. Our system of democracy has issues. It's restricted by old school thinking.
If unrestricted by reality, Patrick could very well have infinite people in his mind. Depending on how many times his brain has unplugged over the course of his lifetime, each time it does so, it cognitively kills. And in death, like all starfish, it duplicates him. As we see, he may originally be a smart fish, but one cognitive arrest occurred and he sat for years and still today as primarily a starfish. Now, this could all be a genetic case of severe Huntington's, which is slowly dragging him down, but it's most likely to be, as I said it is. That, of course, is referring to my theory, which as a whole, I don't really believe. I'm just laying out the evidence and providing a semi-conclusion to what I think this star could really be doing to explain it, using actual logic that the TV series really doesn't have. I don't really think this theory probably isn't the case, but I want to push it. I don't believe any of it, though Friday the 13th is worthy of something this eerie. I hope it gives you more insight. I do think something is up with Patrick. Not something evil, just something mentally wrong with him. I mean, we see other starfish in this series who are totally smart. Patrick's just a dummy most of the time. So here's the best character analysis I could do with what I have to work with. Patrick's simply confused and out of his mind. Once again, this show proves that it's a cesspool of insanity. All of the characters are based off of the 7 deadly sins, and that is no coincidence. So what do you think? Is Patrick insane but not evil? I mean, sure, he snaps and freaks out and is frequently randomly rude and mean, but those are all branches of his personalities and is commonly attributed with frustration of having mental disorders. There's also a strong chance he has emotional disorders and some neurodegenerative disorders if you do, in fact, realistically look at his character. You have to consider other things too, like the big point I've seen dozens of people use to prove he's a psycho. They watched the episode known as The Card, in which Patrick says that his intelligence varies, and that they'll never know just how smart he truly is, as he likes to mix it up. He literally says that. What? So, I was right? There are even a couple times, one which I remember, where Squidward asks Patrick how dumb he is, and Patrick tells him that it changes. That it depends. It's variable depending on what? I don't know, but there are dozens of episodes I didn't cover when formulating this theory. There's even an episode where Patrick says dumb people are blissfully ignorant to how dumb they really are. A smart statement he says right before he totally zones out as he degrades to a stupider intelligence. So you guys, the comment section, you guys always provide the slickest, most strangely convincing pieces of evidence, even for an outlandish theory like this one. But if you can in fact find something else, this may actually be very realistic. If you can highlight even more times he says smart things, that'll do. I can't keep going here, I'm getting dizzy. Until next time, I'm the Theorizer.
Chat.
Introducing Star on Disney Plus. That means hundreds more TV series, more movies,
Get together, have a few laughs.
more originals.
It's gonna be a wild ride, isn't it?
Now there's even more to explore on Disney Plus.
You may recall a recent theory I proposed. It was probably the most unlikely but insanely wild theory I've ever constructed. It was slammed by the Viacom police and removed from YouTube, but in November I re-uploaded it with some changes so that they were less inclined to copyright claim it. Watch it immediately by clicking on the white rectangle box that pops up in the top right corner now, and then come back here because I asked you guys to find scenes where Patrick suddenly became intelligent, and you guys delivered, so now I have several clips of suspicious Patrick to support my theory that he has hundreds of split personalities inside of his head. This theory of mine, it's honestly ridiculous. And for those of you watching, I'm not one of those parody theory channels. I'm legit as can be. But when I get a chance like this to just go all out with ridiculousness that sort of makes sense, I take the opportunity. Hello, I'm the Theorizer, and as many of you pointed out, Patrick clearly did in fact start as a dumb child, not a smart one. That likely came down the road. But while half of you tried to piece together more clues from various episodes, the other half tried to figure out what sort of traumatic event from his past could lead to such a fractured mind. But before we get into the pre-show trauma, we have to start with more clues, and there are a lot of them. So first and foremost, in my last theory, I was unable to remember the episode where Patrick duplicated. You see, a key point of my last theory was that Patrick, like most starfish, has the ability to duplicate and split. And dozens of you pointed out that it was seen at the end of the karate episode. His arm falls off, and then he says not to worry, he's a starfish and it will grow back. And then it does. But then his arm grows into a whole new body, and he essentially duplicates. Boom! It is canonically correct. And as dozens of you pointed out, at the end of the episode Spy Buddies, there are literally two Patricks standing there laughing, and it cuts to black, and nobody knows why. But now into his bursts of intellect, because there are a lot of them. There's the ones I mentioned in my other Patrick video, and then there are these. Let's kick it off with something Buggy and Iggy Fan 15 reminded me of. I can't believe I forgot this when writing my last theory, but in the episode Squidtastic Voyage, SpongeBob and Patrick go inside of Squidward while driving a miniature submarine, and Patrick has a burst of chemical intelligence. See the following clip.
If you could make a big enough burp,
We could filter the CO2 through our ballast tanks, refire the engines, and ride the shockwave out of here.
wow. He's right.
What?
We're going through with your plan, Patrick. Yay!
What plan?
See? He talks about filtering CO2, and then he snaps out of it and gets all dumb, questioning his very own plan. And if they did this once or twice throughout the series, I could understand their comedic standpoint, but this is a staple of his character, flashes of intelligence, which makes it a true part of his brain. Commenter Hailed Space 25 stated that in the episode Ghoul Fools, Patrick claimed that staring at the clouds calmed his inner demons, right there at the beginning of the episode, and this ain't a one-off. Patrick constantly references how his mind
Wow,
is a raging
chat.
mess.
Isn't that
Whether it be
amazing?
like
Isn't
this,
that
or by calling it
a bit creepy, chat? Isn't that amazing? A bit creepy,
It's a smidgen
chat.
suspicious. Another good point I debated writing about in the original video is in the episode where Patrick becomes king. And commenter Love Your Creations reminded me that I should have added it. After Patrick is told he's actually royalty, he instantly becomes a totalitarian dictator, ordering and stealing anything he wants. He becomes vicious and unpredictable, a whole new personality that is activated by complete freedom to do whatever he wants. Eventually, everyone leaves him and he stares into a mirror where he sees a terrifying reflection of his attitude. It makes him snap back to how he used to be after reminding him of the cruel and malignant monarch he's become. This episode was actually one of the reasons I proposed this whole theory to begin with, so how I forgot it the first time around is a mystery to me, but it's very key to everything. He literally talks with his personality. More on that in a minute. There are even some instances in which Patrick acts dumb while he does extremely smart things. Once, he helped SpongeBob cheat on his driver's test by giving him all the answers that Patrick seemingly knew, but SpongeBob didn't. Patrick even got his driver's license in one episode, despite being a blatant idiot during other moments. He makes no sense. Another very brief but possibly significant moment was pointed out by user Star, who said that in the episode where they keep swearing, Patrick has a mini moment. He approaches a dumpster and reads a word very poorly. He has a hard time reading it, but then he reads the swear word just fine, and explains to SpongeBob how it is a sentence enhancer. So he goes from not knowing how to read to knowing how to read to using slightly large words to explain swearing to SpongeBob. No one is this inconsistent. Also, in the episode with Patrick's parents, he's running around like a madman, and SpongeBob asks if he's having another episode. Seems as though these spastic mental breakdowns are becoming more frequent if SpongeBob refers to them like this. A lot of you also pointed out this clip from the episode, I Had an Accident.
No, you're on the bottom!
Don't you have to be stupid somewhere else?
Right till 4.
This, and many cases exactly like this, pop up in the show, where Patrick seems to schedule his intelligence and his stupidity, as if it has a set schedule, one he may or may not control. And he claims this on a couple of occasions, not just once. He's aware of when he's smart and dumb. And about the milk spilling during that other episode, look at what YouTube user I'm King had to say about it. I don't know if this is coincidental or accurate, but it is deep as hell.
Thousands of our WA jobs are at risk from climate change. The Greens will protect our community by phasing out gas and coal. We'll create a jobs boom in a renewable energy export industry. This election, vote 1 Greens.
Authorised by Escrow 215 Salem Street, Perth.
Finally, there's one thing I simply cannot fail to discuss, and that is an entity known as Alternate Universe Patrick, the Mirror Patrick. You know, he appears in the mirror more than just that one time when Patrick was king. He appears many times, actually. So we know that this whole thing isn't exactly a one-off. In the episode entitled Roller Cowards, Patrick's personality insults him for being a wimpy crybaby. Patrick gives him a smack, asking him why he'd say this if they settled it last time. This means they have a relationship. They know each other, and they seem to hate each other. This is not some kind of paranormal thing going on. This is all in Patrick's head. And the fact that he so truthfully believes A.U. Patrick is a thing is representative of tons of delusional disorders, paranoid schizophrenia, psychosis, insanity, or he's talking to his split personalities. And guess what? In many other films and TV, when depicting split personalities that take over, typically, a mirror reflects the other one trapped inside. Off the top of my head, examples include Total Drama All-Stars, or more well-known, Supernatural, in which the current host of a body can talk to another spirit inside. I think I even saw it in Bates Motel or something similar to it. My point is, I've seen this mirror representation of multiple personalities in countless films and TV. It's a symbolic depiction of interpersonality communication. And Patrick does it again. In The Great Patty Caper, Patrick looks at his reflection in a window, claiming it's suspicious. Then it gets all arrogant and walks away creepily. There's now lots of confirmation. We, surprisingly, have a ton more evidence to support my ridiculous claim that Patrick's a sufferer of some kind of duplicating personality disorder, because the writers are being consistent with these oddly pointless topics and random things he says, but they aren't one-offs. He keeps doing them. But some of you commenters took the whole idea further. Back to that commenter named Star, they claimed something pretty intriguing. Something I'd even pondered before, that Patrick, sure, he was born dumb, but he did clearly grow up to be somewhat intelligent during at one point in his life. Realizing his life was an arrogant, lonely waste, he pulled the plug on his intellect, suppressing that personality so that he could live freely but dumb. And we know Smart Patrick would do this exact kind of thing, because we literally see him do it again in the Patrick Smart Pants episode. This is all an excellent idea. And then, in the Patrick Smart Pants episode, this is all an excellent idea, and it flows with everything we've seen and everything I've been saying. So please, I beg of you to keep theorizing in this comment section, because things just keep coming and coming. Thanks for subscribing, everyone. Until next time, the theorizer isn't home right now.
Yo, it's freaking dark. It's midnight here in Sydney, so you know what that means. It's campus.
Life is but a walking shadow.
Hello, I'm the Theorizer, and what began as a simple video of mine has since spiraled into arguably my magnum opus. Watch this video immediately. It's part 1. You can view it by clicking or tapping the white rectangular box that appears above right now. Once you've completed it, you also must watch part 2. That can be accessed by clicking the second box that'll appear above, or just by searching it up. In summary, what I've done over the course of these past several months is create a massively exaggerated character
What does
study
that mean,
of
Yorker?
Patrick Star
Be
from
sure
the
you can
Nickelodeon
sleep
show
tonight. What do you mean by
SpongeBob
that?
SquarePants. I have looked at his many outbursts of intellect and the many, many times
What do
he
you
also
mean
does
by
dumb
be sure you
things.
can
I
sleep
have
alone
analyzed
at night?
and, with a virtually
mean by
stunning
that?
amount of evidence, have concluded him to be insane, delusional, and conflicted with a unique kind of multiple personality disorder which merges with his duplicating starfish behavior. You commenters have provided evidence that simply won't stop coming, so I have no choice. I must continue to prove the insane theory which states that Patrick's the deepest character I have ever seen. Let's begin with some really strong evidence, something tens of you mentioned. In the episode entitled Chimps Ahoy, Patrick shows SpongeBob a mirror and tells him that he's invented a parallel universe. SpongeBob tells him it's just a mirror, but then Patrick turns around to find an alternate universe character inside of it. Even in a very recent episode, Patrick's reflection in a window talks to him and convinces him to become a tour guide. For those of you who have watched part 2 of this theory trilogy, you'll know all about the mirrors. And Chimps Ahoy marks one of, if not the first episode in which a mirror acts strangely like this. This scene is likely where the coined term alternate universe Patrick comes from. There are actually multiple characters who have an AU version, but as we've seen at this point, Patrick is the only important one. All of this provides one key point of information, that Patrick calls his reflections alternate versions of himself. Not only is that bluntly direct proof that he thinks of himself in multiple versions, but there's something else here that I'll bring up at the end of the video, so until then, on to the next bit of evidence. YouTube channel Fractorated stated that there's a good possibility that the reason Patrick freaks out before his parents arrive in that one episode is because he used to be smart, and he's afraid that after he pulled the plug, his parents won't like him. This makes good sense, but we do know that as a very young child, he was stupid. This was pointed out by YouTube user Piece of Cheese, who linked a clip of Patrick reading a stupid poem when he was younger. Truth be told, as I predicted, Patrick was a dumb child who grew smarter, until his trauma of being too smart led him to pulling the plug. A few more of you pointed out how Patrick was also likely traumatized as a kid, as he was bullied by many. His sister also went missing for some time, further pushing trauma to be a large factor in his final decision. Users Ben P. and Adara the Shallot pointed out something that wouldn't appear as much until you watch my theories. In an earlier episode of SpongeBob SquarePants, SpongeBob tries to get Patrick hyped and asks him if he's ready to go crazy, and Patrick responds with, "I'm already hearing voices." So here's canonical proof that he hears voices in his head. This indicates schizophrenia and possibly, very possibly, the voices being let out could be the others trapped inside, which overlays a whole other level of freaky on top of all of this. Now that's some good, hard evidence. Some more evidence hidden in plain sight was found by Vanessa Venables, who commented that at the 1815 mark in the episode Frozen Face Off, Sandy announces that they need a scientist, of course referring to herself. But then Patrick cuts right in and sighs, asking them why he has to do everything. Sandy then turns him into a propeller, but right there, Patrick basically just admitted that he is, or at least he thinks he is, a scientist. This is true, we've seen it in Patrick Smartpants. This version of Patrick subliminally knows he's a scientist, but he doesn't really act like it. We have already established a lot more, but before I flood into the true mind blow, I want to show a couple more comments that have good ideas I think we all should ponder upon. Dragonstin Mac commented on Patrick's behavior in the snowball fighting episode. Patrick is incapable of making a snowball, but he manages to construct a snow cube, a snow pyramid, and a snow model of deoxyribonucleic acid, all within a matter of seconds. Physically impossible, I know, but still interesting enough to include here. Lynchia Rodin commented an interesting theory of their own as well. They proposed that Patrick's many personalities are mimicking the mannerisms and intelligences of others in Bikini Bottom. King Patrick is greedy like Mr. Krabs, Main Patrick is dumb like SpongeBob, hence their friendship compatibility, and Patrick Smartpants is like Sandy in the scientific sense. It's intriguing to think that he may draw from his surroundings, and it's not at all far-fetched. This is a good one to ponder. As highlighted by Cerberus 509, in the new special episode The Legend of Bikini Bottom, something happens at the 333 mark. Patrick tells SpongeBob that the only thing to fear, and then he pauses, forgetting the saying, and then he screams, is yourself, while he holds up, get this, a mirror, which then responds to him and speaks to SpongeBob for many seconds. This alternate universe Patrick seems much more similar to normal Patrick, implying it's another dumb one. Dozens of you pointed out something that practically confirms my whole theory here. This following clip of Patrick literally embodies everything I've been claiming in my videos up until this point. In the 20th episode of the 9th season, Patrick does the following.
Life is but a walking shadow.
As you can see, he has that sudden snap from idiocy to intelligence. He says a crazy smart statement before once again pausing and flopping onto the ground as if nothing happened. He's referencing Macbeth here, I believe, quite the scholar Patrick seems to be. Then a lawnmower slices him up and he proves once again that he can multiply. It's almost like Nickelodeon's handing this one to me on a silver frickin' platter, I swear to God. And now that we've completely updated the evidence, it's time to delve into the mind blowers. The ideas of both my and your creation, which make all too much sense. Some of these are a bit longer, so I'll just flash them up on the screen for a few seconds at a time. We have a comment from Maria Eduarda Fernandez, a comment from Tiberius Ravenwolf, and a comment from Sharon, all which have ideas I could certainly flow with. They all make sense, they all have certain levels of earth-shatteringness to them, and they all fit with what I've been saying. However, there is one massive underlying mystery that I've been setting out to solve since the first video, which I think I might possibly now have hit. With the aid of commenters who have sparked ideas and taking a large step back and looking at the evidence from the most delusional perspective I could dream up, I have something here. It starts with Nern for the Win, who proposed something that literally shattered my reality of the whole situation. It was something I'd always considered, but I didn't even know it. I didn't think it would be as shocking to me as it was, but the idea that each episode is a different personality hit me like a rocket-propelled grenade. Spectator72, MCTNT, and Kent Skates all had the thought that the entire show was happening in Patrick's head, or that he knew it was a show. But the idea that no two Patricks are the same, that's where all of the evidence truthfully leads to. And so now, it's my time to do what I do best. Patrick seems to think his multiple personality disorder is a fractured multiverse. What I mean is, he thinks that each of his personalities is a parallel universe of someone he could have been. All levels of intelligence, all shades of narcissism, all ambitions and rejections, everything. He gives us proof in Chimps Ahoy that he believes this, causing me to question if his anxiety and fears ultimately have mentally killed him. If someone with obsessive-compulsive disorder or schizophrenia, or maybe even multiple personas, strongly believes something about themselves, it can build up their fears and anxiety and make them a reality. It's the nature of having a mind. So if the conflicted Patrick Star can only interpret his disorder as a mental multiverse, then the entire puzzle that is my theory would click itself together. With my evidentially structural theory, and you guys providing even more evidence, we have finally, with the use of our own insanity, solved the 19-year-old psychotic mystery surrounding Patrick the Starfish.
Introducing Star on Disney Plus, with hundreds more TV series and movies all in one place. More action, more attraction.
And now, only one flaw is risen from all of this. Not actually a flaw per se, but rather an implication on every other character. Since this show uses comedy over every other writing tool, we've seen mirror SpongeBob and mirrored other characters too. As I said, these are likely just harmless figments of the characters' imaginations, unlike Patrick's, which are the most frequent ones, and the only ones he shares a clear, complex relationship with. But think of it like this. The reason that the television show SpongeBob SquarePants lacks continuity, the reason there's no overarching story, is because each episode, the characters are reset. They are a different personality, or rather, each episode takes place in its own universe. Shockingly enough, this would apply to the majority of children's television shows, and the freaky fact is that it is true. The creators are unintentionally doing it by leaving in continuity errors. It's the way TV shows work. However, it would appear that Patrick just intentionally embodies it. There's one final question I have about all of this, though. If Patrick asexually reproduces, and he does, we now know that, then is he technically immortal? Research has been done into the lifespans of regenerative starfishes, but it's hard to tell. Actually, no, it isn't. If you've been following, then you know for a fact that Nickelodeon would write Patrick like this. The unending torment Patrick endures is inflicted onto everybody else through his stupidity. Forever. So we've done Plankton, we've done 3 videos on Patrick, now it's time to move on to SpongeBob's mentality. Perhaps his overactive niceness is because he's intentionally dropping to Patrick's level so that Patrick has a friend. Or better, maybe he's been driven to the point of ignorant bliss due to the way Patrick has been acting. Squidward's insanity has been caused by Patrick as well. Squidward's on his way to becoming like SpongeBob, and that'll be the day when we see Squidward get too mad. Then he'll be completely snapped. Whenever Squidward normally can't handle something, he becomes carefree and laughs crazy like SpongeBob, going virtually insane. Does this apply that this whole time, SpongeBob is actually the psychotic one, driven past annoyance and rage into a complete snap? That's for another video. This was so much fun to make, and so interesting. Until next time, I'm the Theorizer.
We're watching some funny videos now, chat. Chat, we're now watching some funny videos.
Please join me in welcoming the lovely ladies of the Beauxbatons Academy of Magic and their headmistress.
By the way, these are like clips of videos from Harry Potter movies that this guy put together and edited it so it makes it funny. He edits different clips and scenes from different Harry Potter movies and puts them together, chat, and then so he edits it and then so it makes it really funny and does his own thing.
So, please join me in welcoming the lovely ladies. So, please join me in So, please join me in welcoming the lovely ladies of the Beauxbatons Academy of Magic and their
Good of my brother to dump on my doorstep.
Sip. Sip. Well, you know, I just thought I'd sip. 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 Well, you know, I just thought I'd sip.
Yes? I'm sorry, I'm busy. Yes?
Creeper.
Hey. I'm sorry, sir. I wouldn't bother you if it weren't absolutely essential. Fuck you. Hey.
Robbie, that is not polite.
We do something.
Talked about this. You do not grab, do you? That's your new friend, Hermione. Have you ever considered that you ask too much, that you take too much?
Oh no.
Just choking.
Why, Rubius Hagrid. Why, very easily offended. You do not want to insult me. It may just be the last thing you ever do.
Yes, you're not dangerous at all, are you? Great, I think.
It's just a scratch.
Sorry about that. upset champion is Cock. Champion from both battles. Dumbledore. A cunt. That's one of the oldest students to do it for you. Are you asking Moody? Are you? In this round? You know who I am? Ralph.
Stop me.
And of course he is. Shut off, Malfoy. You're pathetic.
Foul, loathsome, evil little cockroach!
But you know, Monsieur Agri,
Hey!
they drink only single malt whiskey.
I'm sorry.
Best not mention this to anybody.
Glad you came. Trust me.
Ah, c'est magnifique.
Watch yourself on the stairs. It's a bit icy at the top.
Stop it! Help me!
Yeah. Wow. Oh, you two babies make the front page.
You have no business here. This stand is for champions.
No matter.
You have no friends.
Champions in a circle round me.
You have no
Delacour,
friends.
here. Miss Delacour, if you will. Party. The Swedish did snout.
What?
Your objective is simple. You must do on the egg.
It was doo-doo on the egg.
Go on, Harry. What's the clue? Shut up! James. Who wants me to open it? You want me to open it? Cock. Cock. Cock.
Oh.
Ordinary wizarding level examination. O W S. Ow! Good evening, Mr. Potter. Sit. 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 You're going to be doing some lines for me today, Mr. Potter.
Excellent. One person couldn't feel all that. It'd explode.
Just because you've got the emotional range of a teaspoon.
You're a right foul git, you know that? Sartamius! Not trying to lure Potter into one of the Ministry's summer internships, are we? Last boy who went into the Department of Mysteries never came out.
Harry Potter, without whom I would not be here. Harry.
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 Harry. Harry.
Harry.
Harry. Harry Potter! Earlier today, Professor Moody placed the Triwizard Cup deep within the maze. Only he knows its exact position. Silence! As Mr. Diggory... Silence! As Mr. Diggory... As Harry Potter... Silence! He will be the first to enter the maze. Followed by Mr. Crumb. Dumbledore. Come now. Applestrong, you will escort Dumbledore to Azkaban for murder. I thought we might hit this little snag. Enough of this. You little snag. I have no intention of going to Azkaban.
Take him.
I can touch you now. Astonishing what a few drops of your blood will do.
The Yule Ball has been a tradition of the...
Joe? Joe? Look at me!
He's annoyed.
Look at this! Can't believe it. She's done it again.
Next time on The Wrath of Dumbledore.
He's back! He's back! We think Dumbledore wants to build up his army. Dumbledore isn't in his right mind. He's been twisted and warped. I want to fight.
Murder! Harry Potter!
He's back.
About the future of Joe Clinton 1994. Great.
I haven't stolen anything.
Lie to me. The Fury of Dumbledore.
Oh, come now.
Harry Potter!
Disciplinary hearing of the 12th of August into offences committed by Harry James Potter. The charges against the accused are as follows. That he did knowingly. Oh, come now, Harry. The charges are as follows. That he did knowingly produce magic in the presence of a muggle. Do you deny producing magic?
No.
Are you aware that you were forbidden to use magic?
I was only
outside?
doing it because of Dumbledore.
Sounded. You were suggesting that Dumbledore attacked you.
I'm not lying.
You must die.
I'm sorry to
I'm not
interrupt.
lying.
No,
Dumbledore's back.
no.
He's back.
Those in favor of conviction. Those in favor of clearing the accused of all charges.
So that's that. And tomorrow you'll be on your way to Azkaban.
Minister.
Yes. Cleared of all charges.
Haha.
Show him.
Brilliant.
Honestly, Ron, it's not funny.
Fudge is using all his power to smear anyone who claims Dumbledore has returned.
Why?
The minister is
Dumbledore isn't in his right mind. It's been twisted and warped.
We think Dumbledore wants to build up his army.
Join my army, Horace.
No.
Dumbledore may be after something he didn't have last time.
You mean like a weapon?
That's enough. He's just a boy.
If Dumbledore's raising an army, then I want to fight. Sirius, what are you doing here? If somebody sees you...
I had to suck you off, didn't I? What should I put out a little risk?
Sirius.
That's enough. He's just
Boy wanted you to have this. Yuck.
See? He senses my presence.
Scabbers is gone.
Well, maybe you should learn to take better care of your pets.
My father was a great man.
Your father was a sponge.
Potato!
Hello, Harry Potter.
Feet. Like legs. Harry, my boy, I'm beginning to worry. Brought someone with us, I see.
Ron Weasley, sir.
Don't use that name. Your name is Hollandby. Any friend of Harry's is not a friend of mine. Get out.
Pettigrew's alive! And he's right there!
Hey, it's mental.
You, he's right there! Something to drink?
3 butterbeers and some ginger wine peas.
Nice face, Potter.
Shut up! I used to throw together the occasional supper party. Have sex with a student or two. Would you be gay?
Consider it an honour, sir.
You'd be welcome too, Granger.
I'd be delighted, sir.
You are not welcome, Wallenby. Fuck you, fuck you. You are a cunt. Look for my owl. My owl.
Nice face, Potter.
Shut up!
See? He senses my presence.
Harry, you put your name in the cover of the fire. Harry Potter!
Why don't you run along and play with your cock?
Avada Kedavra. Avada Kedavra.
She's dead.
And will remain the ministry's top priority. Furthermore, we have convincing evidence that these disappearances are the work of
A man with personal experience of escaping from Azkaban, notorious mass murderer, Sirius Black. He's back. It's really laying it on thick, isn't it?
Yeah, but at least Hagrid didn't get fired.
Yeah, but I heard Draco's father's this fury.
He's been signed! He's been signed!
Oh.
Dumbledore.
Dufftown?
I say we jump!
When?
Now! I'd like to make an announcement. Harry Potter, each and every one of you will be murdered by my army. Harry Potter, he comes by murdered. Harry Potter!
Students in the corridor.
They are supposed to be out of bed, you fucking idiot.
Oh, she said fucking instead of blithering in the movie. In the actual movie, would have made it so much more funnier. Yeah, it's supposed to be
You do realise, of course,
comedians.
you can't keep up, you know who it is.
That doesn't mean we can't delay him His name is Albus Dumbledore. Phileas, you might as well use it. He's going to try to fuck you either way. Pierre Totem Locomotor!
Harry Potter, must I?
My lord, shouldn't we wait?
Attack.
Yeah? You who's on me? You want it destroyed?
Another sought to destroy it many years ago. A strange boy with a strange name.
Dumbledore.
But he lied.
He's lied to many people.
I know what he's done. I know who he is. He defiled us.
You alright? It's never better. I feel like I can spit fire.
Wallaby.
Might it not be more prudent to call off this attack? Simply seek the boy yourself. Harry Potter! Cunt.
My space, Potter.
Shut up!
Harry Potter, named after the bravest man I've ever known. I'm a wonderful wizard. I'm brave. I'm the one who fought Dumbledore.
Wind. 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 Precious.